What's up everybody, how's it going? It's Burke, aka Dansweight here, and welcome back to another premiere episode of the Final Fantasy X Masters mod by Karifean. Let's get going with this week's episode. And the final piece. There we go. Okay. That was the real challenge. Now that we've done that, Spectral Keeper should be pretty easy. Yeah, as I say, Spectral Keeper is one of those where it really does depend. He can sometimes be quite a showstopper and be very tough to get through, and sometimes he just becomes like utterly forgettable. Kind of just depends. It could be either one here. I think especially after Flux, they never tend to make Sanctuary Keeper too hard, and I think Karifean's on the same thing because most people are going to struggle against Flux. Either their first time through the vanilla game, or if you're playing like a serious challenge run, Flux is always a really tough one. And so soon afterwards to have an even harder boss, I think like timing wise and momentum wise, it's probably a little bit too much. But Spectral Keeper, expect the unexpected, I would say. So let's put the save in. Get that done. Okay, so Spectral Keeper is of course famous for Berserk. I think Yuna is the one with Berserk protection. It's a weapon, maybe. Yeah, she has Berserk proof. I believe this is the only Berserk proof we have out of anyone. So this time, against Sanctuary Keeper, I didn't mess around too much. And I was just like, you know what? Let's just customize what we need to win and win. This one, I might be a little more stingy, depending on what happens. So this one might need a lot more attempts because, let's say, Berserk Proof makes the fight twice as easy, 3 times easy, but I just don't do it. I don't know. Yeah, for now, we'll protect against some statuses, and we'll just jump in and give it a go. I think... Yeah, Conray's been doing a decent job recently. So let's just go in, give it attempt 1, and see what we're dealing with. Okay. Yeah, I decided to do a take 2 because the cutscene remover removed the music completely. There you go. That's better. I mean, it's not like there's a long cutscene here, so I prefer this. Need the atmosphere. I can always add it back in post, but I don't want to do the fight in silence. It's just a bit weird. Okay, so I'm going to immediately begin by moving. I'm not going to waste any time here. Let's see what sensor text says, and then we'll do a scan, of course. Shows no mercy to the reckless. 80,000, less than Sanctuary Keeper. Should be easy, right? Look at that Hasker. Full effect. Now, let's bring in Kimari for the scan here. Is it going to counter even a scan? Is it that mean? 50, 40, sets glyph mines on a regular basis now. Aims Venom Tail at the character who gets their turn next. Opposite for Berserk Tail. Okay. Immune to slow. I saw that. Immune to poison, sleep, silence, darkness. Or yeah, starting to look a little bit more like it covers most of the main bases here. Not immune to provoke. But speed will be of the essence, so we can beat those glyph mines and move it around here. Okay. So, Venom Tail is going to hit Titus here, unless we can leapfrog him. He doesn't have poison proof. So maybe we find someone who does. There you go, it's Waka. So let's try a bit of that. Ah, okay. Yeah, not much I could have done there. Okay. Honestly, while I have a chance, maybe I should attack now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a power break. We'll see what kind of things it can do to dispel these negative effects. Reap. Yeah, the counter looks the same for now. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so if it's Venom, it's going to hit Auron, which I think is correct, and if it's Berserk, it's going to hit Yuna, which is also correct. Well, it depends when Kimura gets the turn, to be fair. I didn't see that, but... well, you didn't tell us it had sleep, mate. That's just rude. But yeah, I guess I didn't put Auron's poison on. I forgot. That's a quick move, man. What the hell? See if we can keep up here. Auron being berserked is not the worst thing in the world here. And Spectral Keeper is power broken here. So maybe we can make this work. Only thing being the next attack is coming like now. So, well, Reap sounds like a bit of a death move, so I think he doesn't want people tanking it unless you have death proof, which I kind of do. So maybe we'll make Riku the tank. That'll be a turn up for the books. But I do have a feeling that Auron will probably die either way. But let's give him that high potion anyway. Let's see what happens. 1,700. That's high defense. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So that whole little strategy that I did where I was attacking while someone was dead, I think it kind of works pretty well, actually. So we have to be very careful about our timing when it comes to reviving people. So that's kind of interesting. This is obviously a different approach to how you'd normally fight this guy. But strong defense is 3,800 on a Firaga from Lulu is not very good. Right, left mine. Yikes. And they all happen simultaneously. Okay. Well, I think we just... I reckon this guy has no other way of healing itself than using Reap, so... I think it's a good idea. To when we actually get a chance to do some damage, we should be doing some damage. And honestly, these gems are not looking so bad right now. Riku, can we share that spot? Damn, man, engineering a situation where only one character's ever going to be left. How do we make it out of that? That's rough. Yeah, I thought maybe they might go off at different times to kind of compensate, so you have to kind of zip around a little bit, but obviously right now, kind of don't have a choice. Maybe the glyph mines do something different, but if I had to guess, they probably do exactly the same thing and they still kill you. Now, let's put in someone who, at the moment, isn't as useful. Actually, no. What we're going to try and do... Nah, we'll do it next. I was going to provoke. It's still not immune to provoke. But I think it will just keep doing reap on whoever's provoked it, and then like it will just be useless. So, probably not that helpful. I think when you summon in this fight, like you end up on a different, like the summons are on their own like glyph thing. So I'm not sure you can kind of bypass it with summons. I guess he did give 2 white magic spheres for a reason here. Just wondering what my best course of action is now. Yeah, because Riku will get a turn, but then the boss will get a turn. And then you really got to survive it. Okay. Let's just see what happens. I don't want to start spamming Mega Phoenixes here. Obviously that's one way to get out of the situation, but I'd rather not have to do that. So playing with fire here, we already have a dead character. Two 615. Oh. Well, there you go. That's interesting. Okay. So, I think I got to try an Albed potion here. Hold on. What's her weapon? Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Think. Let's just try this. Yeah, I'm okay with that, honestly. Okay. So this might be a little bold, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to deliberately kill Tidus here, so that I can't reap the reward of killing him. I'll kill my own teammate myself. And then Auron will use a mental break maybe, or an armor break. Let's try that. Let's do mental break. Okay. Okay, not getting anything from us, buddy. Alright, let's do this. Okay. Not going too badly so far. This could be a lot worse. 66,000. Got 22 remedies, so I'm gonna use one here. And what I'd like to do, ideally, because Kimari has a life spell here, I need extra characters to come in and be able to do that. So, let's see. This means Auron's going to get hit with Berserk, or it's going to be Glyph Mines on him. Ah. Okay. Yeah, like figuring out who's going to get the last move is not always as easy. Right. So, first of all, I need to, I think, switch back to this one. I think it's Glyph Mines next. I'm gonna take a chance here. Yeah. Felt right. Let's see. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hit with a Demi. Is it slower? It's not. Okay. So we're sacrificing Kimari here, yes, but we do have the turns afterwards. Yeah. I need to manage that a little better, but I'm going to get the hang of it. What we can do with Riku is the same. There's going to be some big damage, hopefully. Okay, so... what's the best way here? Keeping the pressure on here. I didn't use Demi because this moves quicker. And well, it still does, I think, a really nice amount of damage. Okay. So what I will do now is I will move. And we'll stop attacking for now. Curious about the damage. It didn't kill Yuna last time somehow. 1890. Either it's percentage based. Unsure. Whatever the case may be, well, she has been berserked, I think. That's one thing. So I didn't notice that last time. Yeah, okay. Because it hit Yuna last time, I really didn't know. So, fight's over. That's unlucky. Yeah, it's funny, because the first time Yuna got hit with one, I was like, this isn't actually so bad. But you have to make sure it's someone with some berserk protection that gets hit there. That's a shame, because I was managing the fight quite well, and then it slipped away just because of one thing that was very, very difficult to see before it happened. I think there probably was an immune there, but I maybe didn't know what status it was. Stuff like that, so... But I think that was a good effort. Now... let's see. what we also have now is 3 white magic spheres. Now, you could use 1 to have another haste. And Riku does have a decent amount of MP. So maybe one of them is worth using for this. So I'm actually going to cash one of those in. I'm not going to give life to another character. I think that at the moment, if I manage the turns well, it should be okay. I want to see how much it costs to customize any Berserk protection. I guess, of course, if you have Berserk Proof, Confuse Proof, and Confuse Proof and Poison Proof, then you have like one of the ultimate bad breath type of protections, but yeah, I mean, we could like put, for example, a health preserver on this one, and then even add a Berserk Proof to it as well. But I'm going to see if I can manage without. I think I have a chance here. And well, I did make a few mistakes. I think what I need at least 1 armor for Tidus that's protecting him against poison. I feel like that's like a bit of a must at this stage. It's just hard for me because she already has 1 MP, like half MP cost kind of one, so it feels wrong to give it a second character one. Obviously, I couldn't have known that you're going to get Health Preserver later on. Because obviously then, if you could replace Sleep Proof with Health Preserver, then you'd be in a much better position. This would be a really, really great armor. So that's a bit of a shame. Ah, it's annoying. I think we're going to stick with it like this, and we'll still see what we can do. Managing to land the breaks and the fact that it can't seem to, at least for now, heal itself from those breaks is definitely helpful. So if I can get some more power break, that would definitely help. This will probably go worse than my first attempt. I think I actually did okay on my first ever try. Alright. Still going to start off with a haste go. It doesn't change its rotation, so I should just chill for a second. What's also not happening is that statuses are not being dispelled, which is important. I'll save the copycat for now. So again, I think it'll be Venom Tail first. What armor does she have? Sleep proof. Okay. Okay, start with that. It was Berserk Tail. I guess it worked out pretty well in that sense. Now. It's probably worth waiting until we can get Unit out of there. I think Chia could be big in this fight if we end up keeping people alive. Okay. So now we have a little chance to get a couple of things on there. Get her out. Right, we'll begin with Power Break once again. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be Berserk on Auron. Obviously, I think if I do customize a Berserk, it will be probably on Auron. But I don't know if it's just a 50-50 which one it uses. It's a bit random, or if it cycles through. I think it's a bit random. But I'm going to move here, I think. Just to see. It's Yuna. Oof. Okay. Try and get Auron out of there when we can. Wait, why did he get another turn? Eh? Why did that happen? I wasn't paying attention there, I guess. Fine. Okay. Throw in a cheer. Now I want to do mental break. Ah, I forgot. I should have changed this to the alchemy one. But she is so quick. You're starting to really see that speed coming back now for Riku. Super useful. Now, let's see. Bring in someone slow. I think this time. If it's Berserk, it'll hit Waka. I think we can manage with that. Yeah, a little bit torn on who to bring in here. This kind of means it hits her either way. Yeah, this is a bad situation to be in, because if she gets hit with the Berserk Tail, then she attacks first and gets herself killed. So that's what I mean. Like, I'm really trying to pay attention to the CTB here. This really is a proper CTB fight where you've got to be on the lookout for what's happening all the time. So I think this might be honestly my best move for now. So let's wait for it. Okay, was Glyph mine? Let's see now. Okay, this isn't the worst. Let me see. Again, this is where you really need to be careful in terms of who gets the next turn and what are they doing when they do. So, Yuna will survive and she won't be berserked, but Lulu will. And so, basically we can't attack right now. That's roughly what that means to me. Honestly, not too bad, because then Yuna should be able to get out of the way. So, hold on. I think we just chill for a second here. Let me see if I have this right. Again, Auron doesn't attack here, because if he does, Yuna gets killed. Basically, Yuna's going to Isuna after these things go off, so that Tidus recovers from Berserk quickly. I'll bring in someone else who's quick, just as an extra little thing here. So I'm not going to do anything else, I'm just going to wait for now. We're not going to attack. Just be patient. Okay. So Tidus will be berserked after this, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I have to be very careful. Yeah, we just wait for it. So this is an important part of the fight to navigate. If I can get used to doing this, then I should be able to get forward and win. So that's why he keeps you alive, because he wants you to be berserked and then to lose control of the fight, basically. Alright, here we go. So this is where we need to be careful. And did I make the same mistake again? Oh wait, no. I'm just not. I'm so used to seeing the half MP cost that I'm just like, wait, what's going on here? Why are these numbers so high? Suna. Alright, look after this. Okay. Not sure anyone's going to be quick enough here to take the first turn. No. And well, I think we need to heal. So I think we kind of have to let Tidus get hit here. It is power broken and we've used a lot of cheers at this point. So yeah, the damage isn't affecting us as badly anymore. We'll use a remedy for speed. Okay, Tidus can now move. And we can get some moves in now. So let's get yet another break on there. What are we going to go for this time? Power break, mental break, armor break. Why not? Okay. At this stage, we don't really mind Tidus dying that much because, well, What we do mind is him getting berserked. That's what we mind, but that's what I mean. In this scenario, Auron gets his turn the latest of the 3, or is it whoever gets the turn before Spectral Keeper's next turn? So does that mean like Tidus is kind of guaranteed to get hit here? Or does it mean that if it's berserk, it will be Auron? That's what I'm not too sure on, but I think this is a good way to find out. Let's just see what happens here. Let's use some Demi. If we fail the attempt, we fail. We would have learned something. Not going to miss out on quad 9 damage here. Right. It is Auron. So, okay, it's able to kind of follow it all the way along and kind of know what's going to happen. Fine. So, unfortunately, we're in a position again where we can't really attack here. Auron is hasted, but he's very slow. Okay. Yeah, it feels dangerous to try and do anything right now. So move as far away from this action as possible here. Whoever doesn't have Doom, I think is worth still trying to buff here. Okay, so hopefully Venom on Auron here. That would be nice. And then we can move them out of the way. Yeah, we don't want to go too fast. I think this would be probably ideal. Let's have a look. If I've got this right, it should be Venom on Auron or Berserk on Yuna. Okay. Forgot to change his armor again, I think. That's fine. Let's see. Right, so this is a dangerous situation here. Let's see what happens. Okay, we just had enough time before this turn. Thankfully, Kimari is pretty quick. He's not even hasted here, but he can still help us out. With... Oh. I think let's do it this way. Once again, it's time for some magic. Let's just see Firaga in action here. Definitely MP-wise is far more efficient. Since Tidus is going to die anyway, I think this is a good idea. Just put someone in who already has Doom. Or haste unit up. I think this Glyph Mine time. Had to be the guy with Doom. Okay. So this means that while we're here, we just gotta do as much damage as we can. This is a great chance to offload a lot of damage. Let's take it. Too slow. Let's just start with this. Basically, I might let someone deliberately die, but then again, I think if it's percentage based, it won't let you do it. So we need to keep a close eye again on things here. I'm doing 52,000, okay. So they're going to go off. We need to bring in Yuna. Even though she's going to be put under Doom again, I feel like it's kind of a must. So what we're going to do, we are going to use. Here I'm just like, who should I allow to be berserked? I think Auron, because at least he's slow, he's kind of easy to control when it comes to that stuff. So after this happens, I think this is probably one of the best options we have. So I'm going to go for it. This guy was weak to ice, right? These are the small like optimizations that I should have made before coming in. I should have gone back to Auron's ice weapon. $5,800 is still nice. Okay. Let me get Tidus out of there. Don't want him to die too soon. So whoever's in here is safe. Lulu can do more damage, so we'll put her in there, I think. And she does have sleep proof, so if she gets hit with this, she will. She'll survive. So here we go. Yeah, as I say, now I wonder if it's worth doing this. I could put myself in a lot of trouble. Basically, I'm trying to have as few people doomed as possible. I don't know. Let's just have a look at what's going to happen. I'm going to attack here, or I can attack, and then it's going to reap, and then all of these are going to go off. Everyone will still be alive, and both Tidus and Orin will be berserked. Then it will get a turn, and it will attack Lulu with Venom Tail, or whoever's in that position. Yeah, it will be Lulu. And then, or it will hit someone with Berserk, but they'll already be berserked. And then as long as Lulu survives it, which she will, then she should be able to get things kind of going again, I think. Like, basically stop the Berserk character from attacking. Actually, I think if we do it like this, it might be better. Because this way, once we've done this, Tidus should die from the next Venom Tail, which will hit him. Basically, he won't be able to counterattack. My plan hinges on Tidus not being alive long enough to basically attack it with Berserk. So now it will attack Tidus, I believe. Yeah, and that kills him, so that's fine. So now we can bring in Yuna, and we can Asuna here. There we go. So we avoided disaster once again. Now we bring in the speedy characters to get ourselves out of trouble again. Let's bring him back. Amari getting hit with Berserk Tail isn't the end of the world here. In this scenario, it would be Riku getting hit with it, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, I think we'll be okay either way. Trying to find a window to attack again here. Okay. So once we get Riku out of there, we'll have a little window to attack, so let's do it. So I think we'll have another Venom Tail coming up. I'm still not completely sure if it follows a pattern or if it's a bit like there's a chance of either one happening. But if it is Berserk, then this will work. I think we'll sacrifice Orin getting killed here just so that he can do a little extra damage. So if it is Berserk Tail, it should hit Orin and he'll die, and then we can hopefully revive him pretty fast. Ah, it's Venom Tail. Yeah, see, that's the part of it I didn't see coming, but it's okay. I think we'll still be fine here, because of our speed, mostly. Obviously, we have to stop attacking again. I do think it's Glyph Mine time next, but let's see. If it is Glyph Mine, then I have a window to attack here. Let me just check if there's anyone who doesn't have haste. I think we're all hasted here. Just trying to get as many turns as possible once I move. If it is Glyph Mines. I think it is. No, I was wrong. That's okay. Basically, when you don't get this right, obviously you lose a bit of a chance to attack here, but... I might pull the same trick I pulled last time, where I deliberately kill Kimari here, and then just unload. Because I think if it is Glyph Mine next, I kind of have a chance, but let's just wait for it here. Let's get rid of this. So we did use some remedies for this one, but I'm thinking it would probably be worth it in the end. So we move again. As soon as that Glyph Mine comes up, I think I've got enough turns to finish the job here. Here we go. So it's a lot of turns here. This should be enough to get it done. Without needing overdrive as well. Stick into the Fire Raga here. I was fearing that it would have some kind of white wind attack to take these breaks away. That's what was scaring me, but I think we got the job done here. Just for kicks, you know I love to fire off a flare when I can. Let's do it. And then Riku should finish the job. Yeah, I think another ice gem finishes the job. Here we go. So it's a shame. If I realised the Berserk thing, I might have even managed to get through it first time, like with Glyph Mines inflicting Berserk. But managed to get through pretty well here. I'm pretty happy with that. But I really like the style of that battle, right? The way that you have to really pay particular attention to the CTB and just really plan your attacks. I think the sensor text was definitely very accurate. It was short, but it was very accurate. If you're not paying attention to that CTB and where you're standing, then you can find yourself in very, very serious trouble very quickly. I mean, you saw all it took was one Berserk hit and everything changed. So it's one of those fights where you have to kind of be careful the entire way, for sure. And that's always the hallmark of a difficult one.
The hall of the final summoning.
But I think I will end this episode with this cutscene, because we are at a pivotal point of the game. The next episode should be quite something. Okay. Whew. Fire Plane Wind, Healing Spring, a flexible arm for Riku. I keep getting, like, equipment for the girls.
Huh? What do you mean, no final Aeon?
What do you mean, no final Aeon? Yeah, it's like, I think literally the girls have got most of them at this stage. Honestly, if it's another death proof, I might just fight again, because Riku already has a death proof. Like, that would be a bit annoying. Let's just see what it is. I just like, for these guys, I've got that one. Got that one. Yeah, for Tidus, I don't have a... I guess this one at the time, and then we customized it. It'd be lovely if Auron got something he just has not picked up. Great one yet. Like, literally, she has 2. She has... Wow, so many. Okay, we have a zombie strike. Very interesting. And I guess the reason we have that is so that we can zombify ourselves if needed for Megadeth. Now, trouble is, Riku is one of the less accurate. 42. Maybe he planned that in advance, so maybe Riku always gets that, I don't know. but her accuracy being that high doesn't seem like a coincidence. Because I don't think, like, with normal vanilla game stats, her accuracy being 42 is that normal, is it? I mean, her accuracy is 14 higher. Maybe it is, I just don't remember. It's not a stat of hers that I've particularly paid attention to over the years, but... Okay. The fact that she's so quick and she has Zombie Strike could definitely be useful to us here. So what I will do is I will do the sphere grid work here, and then, yes, of course, in the next episode, we are going to be facing off against the mighty Unalesca. So, how's the luck been going? 18. I think I've been giving them to Waka, no, 28. Why does she have 27 luck? Again, I think this is all, like, a bit deliberate to make sure she can do those hits if she needs to. It's tough. Now I kind of want to start giving them to Orin or Tidus, because Waka's strength has obviously dropped off a little bit. And well, to be fair, he can't get it right now anyway. Well, yes, he can. Let's move everyone along first, and then have another look. Triple foul, let's go. Some of these final areas of the game, random encounters, is definitely going to be useful. So for Riku, I kind of have to decide now. Riku, I think she has 27 luck anyway. I'm doubtful I'm going to want any more. Even more accuracy here. So this definitely seems very much planned out to me. Even more so than most things I've seen in the mod. Okay, another magic boost, which we will definitely take. More agility and MP, fine. But conveniently, we don't quite have enough for, I think, Shell? Protect, okay. So I'm thinking, obviously, to give to Tidus or to Orin here. Maybe I give them one each, honestly. Keep it simple. Just give them, like, a little extra chance to make a hit. Basically, Orin, because of his countering, I'd like him to have one just so that he gets a few more, like, lucky critical counters. Oh, Sentinel comes into play. I love me a Sentinel strat. And the main man himself gets to finally use that ability. That's like his superpower. Yeah, we're really nearing the end of the grids now. Yeah, Uni increasing luck, I guess, would have helped her Aeons potentially as well, but I think you've got to make sacrifices somewhere, right? So maybe I'll just leave her there, just in case we get more Fortune Spheres. I don't need this accuracy node, I think. I'm getting a little more accuracy here. "12 agility for Orin, what a beast. Only 20 for Waka. Wish Kimaru's magic was just a little higher. It's a shame. I guess Yuna, like, just starts off with very high magic, of course, compared to him. So even though they're on the same grid, in the early running, he hasn't picked up that much magic, I think. Obviously, Lulu's the one that's going to pick up more of it, but... Okay. I am saving here, and the next session will be a big one. I'm looking forward to it. Unalesca is always one of the most iconic bosses of any run. It's always a fun time to fight her, so you definitely need to be tuned in next week to see that battle play out. It could be one of the best ones of the entire mod. We'll just have to see.